Love is one of life's most profound experiences, but how do you truly know when it's real? In a world where sweet words can easily be whispered and promises made without depth, it's actions that reveal the truth. Anyone can say, "I love you," but not everyone truly means it from the heart. Genuine love isn't just about words. It's about consistent, meaningful actions that demonstrate care, respect, and devotion. When you're in a relationship, you may find yourself wondering if the man by your side genuinely loves you, or if he's just along for the ride. Real love isn't about grand gestures or perfect moments. It's often found in the little things, the sacrifices, and the everyday choices that show you're cherished. Love is rare, precious, and worth holding on to when you find it. But how do you recognize it? A man who truly loves you does more than pay lip service to his feelings. His love shines through in the way he treats you, prioritizes you, and stands by you through thick and thin. It's in the way he embraces your flaws, celebrates your quirks, and supports you during life's ups and downs. True love is selfless and unwavering, and when you experience it, you'll know the difference. Picture this. You're with someone who makes you feel valued every single day, not because he's perfect, but because he genuinely cares about your happiness. He gives his time and attention freely, supports your dreams, and consistently shows up for you. He's affectionate, thoughtful, and makes you feel like the most important person in his life. Doesn't that sound like something worth holding on to? In this video, we're diving into the 8 key signs that reveal when a man's love is sincere and deep. These signs go beyond the superficial and straight to the heart of what makes a relationship meaningful. By the end, you'll have a clear picture of what real love looks like and be able to tell if the person by your side is truly a keeper. Whether you're in a relationship now or hoping to find love in the future, understanding these signs will help you recognize a love that's genuine and worth cherishing. And let's face it, holding on to the right partner can make all the difference in creating a happy and fulfilling life together. Are you ready to discover what makes a man truly worth holding on to? Are you excited to learn the 8 signs of real love that separate the pretenders from the keepers? If so, let's get started. But before we dive in, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more insights into love, relationships, and the secrets to finding happiness with your partner. Let's go. Number 1. He wears his heart on his sleeve. Now, you might be thinking, what does it mean when someone wears their heart on their sleeve? Simply put, it means that a person openly shows their emotions and feelings. They don't hide how they feel, especially when it comes to love and affection. A man who wears his heart on his sleeve isn't afraid to be vulnerable. He'll let you know how much he cares, not just through words, but through his actions and demeanor. This kind of emotional honesty is a treasure in any relationship. It's like having a clear window into his soul. Imagine this. He surprises you with a note on your car saying, "Thinking of you," or texts you in the middle of a busy day just to say he misses you. It's not about the grandness of the gesture, but about the sincerity. He doesn't shy away from showing you his softer side, whether it's expressing joy, love, or even the occasional nervousness about your future together. This openness means his love is genuine and unguarded. It's real, raw, and beautiful. As Shakespeare once wrote in Othello, "But I will wear my heart upon my sleeve for daws to peck at." While Shakespeare used the phrase to indicate vulnerability, today it means having the courage to be emotionally transparent, no matter the risk. When a man wears his heart on his sleeve, he's essentially saying, I trust you with my feelings, no matter what. But what if your man doesn't? What if he struggles to express his emotions or keeps his feelings bottled up? Don't panic. Not every person naturally expresses love in such an open way. Some men were raised to believe that showing emotions is a sign of weakness, while others may simply not know how to communicate their feelings effectively. This doesn't necessarily mean he loves you any less. It just means he may express love in other ways. Start by paying attention to the little things he does. Does he fix something around the house without you asking? Does he offer to drive you to the airport at 4 a.m.? These acts of service could be his way of showing love. If you feel like he could be more emotionally open, gently encourage him. Share your own feelings and let him know it's safe to do the same with you. Over time, he might surprise you by letting down his guard. To put this into perspective, let's consider a metaphor. Think of love like a flower garden. Some flowers bloom openly and brightly in the sunlight, just like a man who's expressive about his feelings. Others grow more discreetly, needing a little extra care and patience to reveal their beauty. Both types of flowers are equally precious, but nurturing the less expressive ones requires more understanding. Another great quote that might help here is by Brené Brown, a renowned researcher and author on vulnerability. Vulnerability is the birthplace of love, belonging, joy, courage, empathy, and creativity. If your partner isn't naturally open, fostering a space where vulnerability feels safe could make all the difference in your relationship. When he feels supported, he might start sharing those feelings he's been keeping to himself. Let me share an example to make it clearer. A friend of mine was dating someone who rarely expressed his emotions verbally. She often felt unsure about his feelings because he wasn't the type to say, "I love you," often. One day they were driving home after a long day, and he casually said, "You're the best part of my day." It wasn't dramatic, but it spoke volumes to her. He might not have worn his heart on his sleeve all the time, but in that quiet moment, he let her see what was in his heart. If you're with someone who does wear his heart on his sleeve, cherish it. That level of openness is a gift. But if your partner struggles with it, remember that love can be expressed in countless ways. Patience and communication can bridge the gap. And sometimes, helping someone feel safe enough to open up can bring you closer together than you ever imagined. We'd love to hear from you. Does your partner wear his heart on his sleeve, or is he more reserved? How do you recognize his love? Share your thoughts and stories in the comments below. And if this resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more insights on love, relationships, and understanding the many ways we show we care. After hearing about the first sign, can you already think of someone who fits the description? If so, you're truly fortunate. And if you're finding this insightful so far, don't keep it to yourself. Hit the like button and share this video with your friends who might need to hear this. Let's spread the love and help more people recognize the signs of a keeper. Now, let's dive into the next sign. You won't want to miss it. Number 2. He's big on hugs and holding you close. There's something magical about a hug, isn't there? It's one of the simplest yet most powerful ways to feel connected to someone. When a man is big on hugs and holding you close, it says so much more than words ever could. It's not just about physical closeness. It's about emotional intimacy and the comfort he finds in being near you. A hug is like a silent, "I love you" that wraps around your entire being. Think about those moments when he pulls you into his arms after a long day. It's his way of telling you, without words, "I'm here for you, and everything's going to be okay." Or maybe it's that spontaneous embrace while you're cooking together, where he gently wraps his arms around you from behind. These moments aren't just sweet, they're deeply meaningful. When he holds you close, he's letting his guard down and inviting you into his world. You might be wondering why hugs carry so much weight in a relationship. The truth is, physical touch is a powerful love language for many people. Research even backs this up. Hugs release oxytocin, often called the love hormone, which strengthens bonds, reduces stress, and creates a sense of security. When your man is big on hugs, it shows he not only values physical closeness, but also craves that deeper emotional connection with you. As Leo Buscaglia, the famous author and motivational speaker, once said, "Too often we underestimate the power of a touch, a smile, a kind word, a listening ear, an honest compliment, or the smallest act of caring, all of which have the potential to turn a life around. A simple hug can do all that and more. It's not just a gesture, it's a lifeline of love and reassurance. But what if your man isn't naturally affectionate? Maybe he's not big on hugs or holding you close. That doesn't necessarily mean he loves you any less. Everyone expresses affection differently. Some people aren't raised in environments where physical affection was common, and others might feel shy or unsure about how to initiate it. If this is the case with your partner, don't be afraid to take the lead. Start small. The next time you're sitting together on the couch, reach out and hold his hand. If he's receptive, try giving him a hug before he leaves for work or when he comes home. Over time, he may become more comfortable with these displays of affection. Love, after all, is about meeting each other halfway and understanding each other's needs. Let me share a metaphor to illustrate. Imagine a campfire on a chilly night. For some, affection is like throwing a big, roaring log onto the fire, a huge, obvious display of warmth. For others, it's more like gently stoking the embers, a quieter, subtler way of keeping the flame alive. Both methods create heat, and both are valuable. If your man's affection is quieter, that doesn't make it any less meaningful. One of my friends shared a story about her husband, who wasn't very touchy-feely when they first started dating. She was big on hugs and cuddling, while he wasn't raised in a household that emphasized physical affection. At first, she felt uncertain about how much he cared for her. Over time, though, she started to notice how he'd lean into her touch or hold her hand in moments when he didn't even realize it. Eventually, hugging and cuddling became second nature to him because he saw how much it meant to her. If your man is already big on hugs and holding you close, count yourself lucky. That kind of openness and affection is a sign that he feels deeply connected to you. He's not afraid to show his feelings and finds comfort in being near you. If you ever feel overwhelmed, anxious, or just in need of a little love, his arms are your safe haven, a place where you can let go of everything else and simply be. And here's the thing, it's not just about what his hugs do for you. When he holds you close, it's his way of finding comfort too. He's saying, "You're my home," and there's nothing more beautiful than that. So whether your man is a hugger by nature or is learning to be one, cherish those moments of closeness. Let those hugs remind you of the bond you share and the unspoken love that exists between you. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Is your man big on hugs and holding you close, or has it been a journey to get there? What do those moments mean to you? Share your stories in the comments, and if this resonates with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more insights on love, relationships, and everything that makes them special. Number 3. He's quick to drop a line. In today's fast-paced world, where everyone seems to be juggling 100 things at once, getting a quick text or call from someone special can feel like a ray of sunshine breaking through the clouds. When a man is quick to drop a line, whether it's a simple "how's your day" or a random meme he thought you'd like, it's his way of showing you that you're on his mind. It may seem small, but these moments of connection say a lot about how much he values you and prioritizes your relationship. Communication is the lifeline of any relationship. It's not about how much he says, but about the consistency and effort he puts into staying connected. A man who loves you will find ways to let you know he's thinking about you, even when life gets hectic. Maybe he's in the middle of a busy workday, but he still takes a moment to send you a quick message. Or maybe he's out with friends and shoots you a picture of something funny he sees, just because he knows it will make you smile. These little gestures aren't random, they're intentional. Think of it this way: when someone is important to us, we naturally want to include them in our lives, even in small ways. By dropping a line, he's saying, "You matter to me," without actually using those words. It's his way of inviting you into his world, letting you know that no matter what's going on, you're never far from his thoughts. As the saying goes, it's not about having time, it's about making time. A man who truly cares will always make time for you, even if it's just a quick check-in during his busiest moments. His messages don't have to be elaborate or perfectly worded. It's the effort that counts. When he prioritizes communication, it shows that you're not just an afterthought in his day. You're part of it. Now, if your man isn't quick to drop a line, it doesn't necessarily mean he doesn't care. Some people aren't naturally great at staying connected throughout the day. Maybe he's the type who prefers to save his conversations for when he can give you his full attention. If this is the case, it's important to talk about what makes you feel valued and connected. Share with him how much you appreciate those little thinking of you moments, and you might find him making an effort to communicate more regularly. Here's a metaphor to put things into perspective. Imagine your relationship is like a garden. Dropping a line is like watering the plants, small, consistent actions that keep everything thriving. Without that regular care, the garden might still grow, but it won't flourish in the same way. These little messages are like the water droplets that keep your connection fresh and alive. Let me share an example. A friend of mine used to wonder if her boyfriend was really as into her as she was into him. He wasn't much of a texter, and she often felt like she was doing all the work to keep the conversation going. One day, she casually mentioned how much she loved getting those thinking of you texts. To her surprise, he started making an effort, not because he didn't care before, but because he hadn't realized how much those small moments meant to her. Now, she gets regular little updates from him, and it's strengthened their bond in ways she didn't expect. When a man is quick to drop a line, it's not just about staying in touch. It's about creating moments of connection that remind you of your importance in his life. Whether it's a good morning text, a random joke, or a simple "miss you," each message is like a thread that ties your hearts closer together. If your man already does this, celebrate it. Let him know how much those little gestures mean to you, and don't hesitate to return the favor. If it's something you're working on together, remember that good communication takes time and patience. With the right effort, those small check-ins can become one of the sweetest parts of your relationship. What about you? Does your man drop a line often, or have you had to encourage him to do so? We'd love to hear your stories and experiences. Share them in the comments below, and if this resonates with you, hit the like button and subscribe for more tips and insights on building stronger, happier relationships. Number 4. He loves you, flaws and all. Let's face it, none of us are perfect. We all have quirks, insecurities and little things about ourselves that we'd rather hide from the world. But when a man loves you, flaws and all, he doesn't just tolerate those imperfections. He embraces them as part of what makes you uniquely you. That's the kind of love that feels like coming home, where you don't have to pretend to be anyone but yourself. Loving someone's flaws doesn't mean he overlooks them or pretends they don't exist. Instead, he sees the bigger picture: your kindness, your strength, your humor, and all the wonderful things that make you who you are. Your quirks, the ones you sometimes overthink, become endearing to him. That little snort when you laugh too hard? He secretly loves it. Your tendency to get teary-eyed during cheesy movies? It melts his heart. When a man truly loves you, he doesn't try to change you. He doesn't expect you to fit into some idealized version of perfection. Instead, he celebrates your authenticity. And isn't that what we all want? To be seen and loved exactly as we are. To put it into perspective, think of love like a mosaic. Each piece, smooth or jagged, shiny or dull, comes together to create something beautiful and whole. Your flaws are part of the mosaic that makes up who you are. When a man sees the beauty in every piece, that's when you know his love is real. But what if you feel like he doesn't love all parts of you? Maybe you've caught him making comments about things you wish he'd accept, like your habits or insecurities. Or perhaps you're worried he only sees the good parts of you and not the messy, imperfect ones. If that's the case, it might be worth having an open conversation. Share your feelings and give him the chance to show you he values you as a whole. Sometimes people don't realize how much their words or actions can impact your self-esteem. As Maya Angelou once said, "We are more alike, my friends, than we are unalike." This truth applies to relationships too. The things you think set you apart or make you less lovable are often the very things that someone who truly cares about you will treasure. Here's a metaphor to help explain this kind of love. Imagine you're a garden with a mix of flowers, weeds, and wild growth. The weeds are your flaws, the parts of yourself you might wish you could prune away. But someone who loves you will see the whole garden as beautiful. He'll appreciate the vibrant colors of your flowers and even the wild, untamed edges. To him, it's all part of what makes you special. I have a friend who used to obsess over the little gap in her front teeth. She hated it and always tried to hide it in photos or when she smiled. But her partner loved that gap. He thought it was adorable and often told her it made her smile uniquely hers. Over time, she started to believe him. She began to see herself the way he saw her, as someone beautiful, imperfections and all. That's the kind of love that can truly transform the way you see yourself. And let's not forget, loving someone's flaws isn't a one-way street. Just as he accepts and cherishes your imperfections, you should do the same for him. Real love is built on mutual understanding and appreciation. Maybe he leaves his socks on the floor or snores like a chainsaw, but those quirks are part of what makes him who he is. When you both choose to embrace each other's humanity, flaws and all, that's when a relationship becomes unshakable. Of course, this doesn't mean ignoring red flags or toxic behaviors. There's a difference between flaws and things that genuinely harm the relationship. Loving someone's flaws means accepting their humanity, not tolerating behaviors that hurt you or your connection. If your man already loves you, flaws and all, take a moment to appreciate just how special that is. It's not every day you find someone who sees the real you and thinks, "She's perfect, just as she is." If he's on his way there, Be patient. Sometimes people need a little time to learn that love isn't about fixing someone. It's about holding space for all the pieces that make them who they are. So tell me, does your man love you for all your quirks and imperfections? How does he show it? Or have you had to navigate finding someone who truly accepts you as you are? Let us know in the comments below. And if this resonates with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more stories, advice and insights about love and relationships. Number 5. He's your rock in the storm. Life isn't always smooth sailing. There are days when the winds blow harder than we'd like and the storms feel unrelenting. During these moments, having someone by your side who stands strong, unwavering and dependable is invaluable. When a man is your rock in the storm, he shows you through his actions that he's not just in this for the good times. He's here for the long haul, no matter how rough it gets. Being your rock doesn't mean he swoops in to solve all your problems or has the perfect answers to every crisis. Instead, it's about being steady when everything else feels chaotic. He's there to hold your hand, listen without judgment, and remind you that you're not facing the storm alone. His calm presence becomes your anchor, grounding you when the waves feel like they're pulling you under. Think about it. How many people in your life have truly stood by you during the hard times? It's easy to be there for someone when everything's going well, but when the clouds roll in and the challenges pile up, that's when you see who's really in your corner. If your man is there for you during your darkest moments, whether it's dealing with a personal setback, a stressful job situation, or even just an emotionally draining day, it speaks volumes about his commitment to you. As the old saying goes, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. A man who loves you will roll up his sleeves and face those tough times with you. Maybe he offers a listening ear when you need to vent, or steps up to help shoulder responsibilities when you're feeling overwhelmed. He doesn't run from the hard stuff. He leans into it because he knows that supporting you is part of what makes your bond stronger. Here's a metaphor to explain it. Imagine your life is like a ship at sea. Sometimes the waters are calm and everything is smooth, but when the storms come, you need an anchor to keep you steady. Your man, when he's your rock, is that anchor. He might not stop the storm, but he ensures you're not swept away by it. I remember a friend who went through a particularly challenging time when her mother fell ill. She was juggling work, family responsibilities, and her own emotions, and it all felt like too much. Her boyfriend showed up, not just physically but emotionally. He cooked meals for her, sat with her at the hospital, and reminded her that she didn't have to carry the weight of it all by herself. He didn't fix everything, but his steady support made all the difference. If your man is your rock in the storm, you've found someone special. He's showing you that love isn't just about fun dates and sweet words. It's about being there when it matters most. Does your partner hold you steady when life gets tough? Share your story in the comments below, and if this resonates with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more insights on love and relationships. Number 6. He knows the power of the little things. Sometimes, it's not the grand gestures that matter most in a relationship. It's the little things that truly make your heart feel full. A man who knows the power of the little things understands that love is found in the everyday moments, the quiet acts of thoughtfulness, and the simple ways he shows you that you're always on his mind. Maybe he remembers how you like your coffee and has it ready for you in the morning, or he surprises you with your favorite snack after a long day. It could be as simple as sending you a random text just to say, "I'm thinking about you," or tucking a blanket around you when you fall asleep on the couch. These small acts may seem insignificant on the surface, but they carry so much meaning. When a man pays attention to the little things, he's telling you he notices and values you. It's not about the size of the gesture, it's about the thought behind it. He knows that even the tiniest effort can brighten your day and make you feel loved. There's a saying that goes, "It's not the big things that create strong relationships, but the small, everyday moments that build trust and connection." This couldn't be truer. A bouquet of roses on Valentine's Day is nice, but remembering that you love tulips on an ordinary Tuesday, that's what makes your heart skip a beat. Let's use a metaphor. Love is like building a home. The big milestones, like anniversaries or grand surprises, are the bricks, but the little things, they're the mortar that holds everything together. Without those small, consistent acts of love, the foundation starts to weaken. I have a friend whose husband leaves little sticky notes for her in random places, her purse, the fridge, even her car. The notes might say something as simple as, "You've got this," or "Can't wait to see you tonight." She says those notes mean more to her than any expensive gift, because they remind her every day that she's loved and appreciated. If your man knows the power of the little things, you've found someone who truly understands what love is all about. What little things does your partner do that make you feel special? Let us know in the comments. And if this resonates with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more relationship tips and insights. Number 7. He puts you front and center. In a world full of distractions, it's rare to find someone who truly makes you a priority. When a man puts you front and center in his life, he's showing you that you're not just important, you're essential. He values your presence, respects your needs, and consistently shows you through his actions that you matter deeply to him. Putting you front and center doesn't mean he's neglecting other areas of his life. It's not about giving up his work, friends, or hobbies. Instead, it's about balance. Even with everything going on, he finds ways to make you feel seen and valued. He listens when you speak, makes time for you no matter how busy he is, and includes you in his plans for the future. Picture this. You've had a tough day, and he rearranges his evening to be there for you. Or maybe he's juggling a demanding work schedule, but still checks in with you throughout the day. It's not always about big gestures. It's about the consistent effort he makes to let you know you're a priority in his life. As the saying goes, people make time for what they value. A man who puts you front and center understands this. He knows that a strong relationship is built on mutual effort, and he's willing to show up for you in ways that count. Think of it like a stage. You're not just part of the audience in his life. You're in the spotlight, where you belong. He supports you, cheers for you, and makes sure you feel loved and appreciated, even when life gets busy. I once had a friend whose boyfriend would always schedule his work calls around their Friday date nights. No matter how hectic his week was, he made sure that time was sacred. She said it made her feel incredibly valued because it showed her that their relationship was just as important to him as his career. If your man puts you front and center, don't take it for granted. It's a sign of deep love and respect, a foundation for a partnership that can stand the test of time. What about your partner? How does he show you that you're a priority in his life? Let us know in the comments. And if this resonates with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more relationship advice and inspiration. Number 8. He's a little jealous, but in the sweetest way. But let's not dismiss it entirely. A little bit of jealousy, handled in a healthy and sweet way, can be an endearing sign of how much someone cares about you. When your man shows just a touch of jealousy, it's his way of saying, "You mean so much to me that I can't help but want to protect our bond." Now, don't mistake this for the toxic kind of jealousy that leads to distrust or arguments. Sweet jealousy is subtle and grounded in love, not control. It's when he raises an eyebrow when someone flirts with you, but trusts you enough to smile and laugh it off. It's that moment when he jokingly says, "Do I need to fight someone?" after hearing about a colleague who compliments you a little too often. It's protective, not possessive. As the author Alain de Botton once said, "The truest test of love is how jealous we are of any alternative to ourselves." This kind of jealousy isn't about insecurity. It's about cherishing what you have and feeling a natural human reaction to the idea of losing it. To put it into perspective, think of love as a flame. Jealousy, when sweet and small, is like a gentle breeze. It stirs the fire just enough to remind you that it's alive and burning bright. When your man shows a little jealousy, it's a sign that he values you deeply and sees you as someone worth holding on to. Let me share a metaphor. Imagine you're a priceless painting in a museum. Your man isn't the alarm system going off every time someone gets too close, but he is the attentive museum guide, always keeping an eye to make sure no one crosses the line. His little moments of jealousy are like a quiet, loving reminder that you're precious to him. I remember a friend telling me about her boyfriend's sweet jealousy. At a party, someone kept complimenting her outfit, and she noticed her boyfriend subtly wrapping his arm around her a little tighter. He wasn't angry or rude. He just wanted to make sure she knew she belonged to him in the most loving way. Later, he laughed about it and said, "What can I say? You're amazing, and I can't help it." If your man shows this kind of jealousy, cherish it. It's not about control or insecurity. It's about the deep affection he feels for you. Of course, if jealousy ever starts to feel overwhelming or crosses boundaries, it's important to address it. Healthy love is built on trust, and jealousy should never overshadow that. To manage sweet jealousy, communication is key. If your partner jokes about feeling a bit jealous, reassure him of how much he means to you. These moments can actually strengthen your bond, as long as they're rooted in mutual respect and understanding. And if your man doesn't show any jealousy, that's okay too. Not everyone experiences or expresses jealousy the same way. Some people feel confident in their relationship without those little pangs, and that doesn't mean they care any less. What matters most is how he shows his love and respect for you in other ways. To make this idea even clearer, think of it like a garden. Sweet jealousy is like the occasional pruning of a plant, not necessary every day, but helpful to remind the garden to grow in the right direction. Without trust and care, the garden wouldn't thrive, but a little bit of pruning now and then keeps it fresh and vibrant. As Oprah Winfrey once said, "True love doesn't come with conditions, but it does come with care and a desire to protect." A little jealousy, when expressed with love and humor, is a part of that care. It's his way of saying, "You're so incredible, I can't help but want to keep you close." So, how about you? Does your man show sweet jealousy in a way that makes you smile? Or have you navigated moments of jealousy in your relationship? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more relationship insights and advice. You deserve a love that's sweet, secure, and a little bit spicy. So, Queens, this was it. Love is a beautiful journey, and finding someone who embodies these qualities is truly special. Whether it's the way he shows his love through actions, embraces your flaws, or cherishes the little things, these signs are reminders of what a genuine, meaningful relationship looks like. If you've recognized these signs in your partner, you're lucky to have found someone who values and respects you deeply. And if you're still searching, Remember that you deserve nothing less than this kind of love. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful or inspiring, don't forget to hit the like button. It really helps us reach more people who could use a little guidance in love and relationships. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more insights, tips, and stories about building stronger connections and finding happiness in love. And don't keep this to yourself. Share this video with your friends, family, or anyone who might need a reminder of what real love looks like. We'd also love to hear from you. Which signs stood out to you the most? Do you see these qualities in your partner or someone you're dating? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your stories and experiences. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you in the next video. Stay tuned, stay inspired, and keep believing in the power of love.